Hello to everyone. We'll give a few minutes so people can log in. Good morning to people in California, where it's 10 a.m., early afternoon to people in the East Coast, and good evening to people in other places that are logging in. I just got to notice somebody from Sweden joining, so thank you. It is an international broadcast. So today, I'm going to talk about how to address stress in our health in these challenging times. We're going to start, our door into the discussion is going to be through meditation. We're going to look how to address stress and our well-being from something that is available to all of us, which is working with our feeling, with our emotion, with our mind, and kind of make sure my microphone is okay. That's good, so you can hear me well. Thing that we can do right now, and then we'll also talk a little bit about other health advice. So just I can see people are logging in, so we'll give people another minute or two to log in, and then we can start. So if you're sitting on a chair, you can take off your shoes and feel the connection between your feet and the ground. And you're sitting on the cushion, you can a little bit lift your sitting bones so you don't break your lower back. Just sit with your back straight. Okay, so you sit with your back straight and just feel your sitting bones. If you're on a chair or on the ground, just sinking into the sit. Just let gravity relax your body. Let go of our constant struggle with the gravitational force, the contraction, the fighting. Just let your body melt. And feel the opening at your basis and the perineum between the genitalia and the anus. Feel this area expanding and relaxing. This relaxation naturally creates more space in our pelvis, in our abdomen, and the diaphragm can move more smoothly up and down, allowing the air to flow more easily. From this place, from this opening in the base, there is a certain force, a certain energy that makes your spine elongate all the way to the top of your head. The spine is long, your chin slightly tucked in, so the back of your neck is relaxed. Shoulders relaxed, elbows next to your body, very loose, and your hands are wrapped around your knees or hand inside hand. Your tongue is loose, gently touching the upper palate, tiny distance between your teeth, and your gaze is relaxed about 2-3 yards, 2-3 meters out. And just bring your attention, bring your preparation into your body. Feel your body, your tissues, your feelings, your emotions, your thoughts. Feel the quality, the texture. What we say mirkam in Hebrew. Feel the texture of your body. Feel where it's tensed. And just allow it to relax with no effort. And feel how it's affecting your breath, how your breath is flowing more easily, more smoothly. And from this place, we prepare the breath by clearing both nostrils, each separately, and then both of them, and visualizing when we inhale white light that purifies, heals, clears the body. And when we exhale, we let go of any negative byproducts, physical, diseases, illnesses, toxins, emotional, negative emotions, traumas, stuck feelings, and mental stuckness. So we inhale through both nostrils, visualizing white light coming in. Close our left nostril and exhale out black gray smoke. Inhaling white light and exhaling. One more time. And from both nostrils, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And let your breathing flow smoothly with no effort. And feel how the breathing is flowing easily and how it's relaxing your body and your mind. From this place, we now prepared our body and our breath, the door to the speech, to the subtle energy in the body. We now prepare our mind by bringing up our motivation, love and compassion to ourselves and to all living beings, by understanding the equanimity, the equality on the simplest level, that every living being, every human being wants to be happy. And every human being, as part of their existence on this earth, experiences difficulty, suffering. And this is quite easy to experience these days, when all of humanity, regardless of where we are, of ethnicity, of belief system, of age, we're all in the same boat, experiencing the same thing. So we open our heart to ourselves and to every living being. Understanding this on a contemplative level, on an analytical level, and then letting go. can stay at this very basic level of equanimity. It's what life presents us. And from this place, we can start meditating by using some support. We focus on an object or a point below our eyes, and we focus our vision into this point or into this object. It can be a pebble, a picture, just focusing our eyes. Our eyes are doors to our body. And we add the door to the speech by focusing our breath, exhaling to the point and inhaling from the point. Exhaling to the point and inhaling from the point, or the object. So we have our eyes and we have our breath. And now we add our mind focus. We just focus mentally on the point, until the visual focus, the breath, and the mind join together. 3 doors. By focusing on one thing, our distractions slowly fall away. And we find a place of peace, of calm. This meditation is called shamatha meditation, calm abiding. If you get distracted, gently bring your meditation, your focus, to the point. For people who are new to it, the initial revelation is that of restlessness. We finally, for the first time, for people who are just starting, connect with our ongoing neurosis, like a blind rider on a wild horse or a waterfall. But slowly it relaxes and opens up until it becomes opened like an ocean and clear and quiet. The eyes, the breath, and the focus. And we slowly bring our eyes, our gaze to our eye level. And just let the focus shift into openness. Opening ourselves to any visual sensation that comes from the front, without rejection and without holding and grasping. And while we open to the front, we add opening to any visual sensations from the right and from behind, from the left, and from above and below. the same way we open ourselves to all other sensations, to sounds, to tactile sensations, to smells, and to tastes. And we use a breath. At the end of every exhalation, there is a letting go. Body is stable and moving. The breath is flowing smoothly, and the mind is relaxed and open. And while keeping the openness outwardly, we bring our focus inwardly, into our body sensations, into our feelings and emotions, into our thoughts. Thrusting our awareness into our body, without judgment. As I often like to say at this point, meditation is not what we experience, it's our relationship with what we experience. And let the sense of openness outside and inside merge together. So just one big openness, clarity, peace, calmness, and a sense of bliss, of pleasantness in the body. Whatever arises is okay. Good experiences, bad experiences, it doesn't matter. And we suffice our experience, we feel it with the understanding of the impermanent quality of everything that arises outwardly to our senses, inwardly, thoughts, feeling, body sensations. From this place, we say hello to our heart. We bring our hands to our chest and just feel the warmth of the heart. The hands are open in this way. Feel the warmth of the heart spreading all over our chest. Our elbows are relaxed. Feeling our whole chest. This healing quality of the chest. The warmth travels in our body wherever it's needed. Melting any holding, any fixation. You can use it specifically to areas that need healing. And it fills our whole body. Our heart expands, our whole body becomes the warmth of the heart. And the mind expands with it. Until this quality expands everywhere. Inside our body, outside our body. From this place, we slowly bring down our hands back to our knees. And just rest. Again, the body is relaxed, unmovable, stable. The breath is flowing smoothly, and the mind and heart are open. And from this place, we can do a little bit of healing. We inhale, we bring white light to the top of our head that washes all of our body. Hold the air for a second, let the light penetrate to every one of the 50 trillion cells in your body. And when you exhale, any tension, any disease comes out as gray black smoke. Inhaling white light that washes all your body, and exhaling gray black smoke. At the end of the exhalation, there is a letting go quality. Inhaling white light and exhaling gray black smoke. And letting go and just resting in this quality of healing. When the body is less congested, less tight, there is place for healing and change to happen. From this place, you can visualize or see or feel a ball of white light at the center of your chest, representing your heart. The heart that gives without judgment. And we inhale, we connect to the universal quality of white light, of healing, of love and compassion to come through the top of our head and intensify the ball of light in our heart. And when we exhale, just like the heart contracts and sends out blood, the white light from the center of the chest spreads everywhere in the body. Inhaling, white light to the heart, and exhaling, spreading the white light everywhere. Until the white light comes out of your skin and fills the whole universe. And everywhere, inside, outside your body, it's an equal quality of white light, of purity, of health, of evenness. We rest in this quality of healing. It's always in each of us, in every one of ourselves. And you can move your hands and your legs, stretch a little bit if you need to. Make yourself comfortable. Good morning to everyone who is here in the United States, and good evening to people who are in other places, or good afternoon. I'm happy for the opportunity to share this next half an hour with you, where we'll talk about how to handle stress, how to handle our health in these difficult times. And for people who have heard me before, especially recently, to people who heard me in Hebrew in Israel, I'm repeating a lot of the themes these days from different angles. And the reason why I'm doing it is because it's so practical. It's so important. The reason why I'm taking your time and offering my time is because I do believe that I can offer a truly integrated and holistic method that takes into consideration psycho-spiritual elements, mental, emotional, psychological elements, and physical elements, drawing on different medical systems, different ancient systems in a practical way. That's really where medicine and meditation come together. M&M is not only a candy, it's also meditation and medicine coming together. So, let's a little bit talk about what's going on and what we can do about it. So we are naturally in unusual time. We're in stressful time. Most of us experience stress and fear and unknown, each of us in a different way. the unknown and the big unexpected change, even if it was expected, is really equal to all of us. And each of us has a different degree of difficulty. For the ones who have a job, who are okay economically, the stress is of one kind. And there are so many people now who are struggling. It breaks the heart because they don't have food, because they don't have shelter, because they don't have medical care, because they can't afford medical care. This is a whole other layer that is adding to the situation and affects all of us due to the interdependence between us energetically, if we are aware or not. So these are not simple times. These are very, very challenging times, no doubt. And for certain people, this is also times of opportunity to reflect, to go in. Suddenly, we have time. We have time to look in. Now, I was talking to some people who many years ago couldn't understand, like in the 90s, when my work wasn't established and I wasn't stable financially. I would go every year for 2 months to the mountain and just go sit, meditate on my own. They thought it's crazy. But these were reflective time. You connect to a different quality of yourself. You connect to a different quality of others. You connect to different qualities of the universe. And there's a certain understanding that requires this reflection in order to reveal itself. So in this sense, this is an opportunity. So right now, we are in these times of stress. We can't control the outside. We don't know, for example, what will happen in the United States. Will the infection get better because maybe it's warming up? Will there be hundreds of thousands of people who will die? Will there be millions of people who will die? How it will affect our future, it's very unknown. The only thing that we can change is our individual reaction to the situation and how we as a community respond to it. So this situation naturally puts us in a survival mode. We are all in a survival mode. And we can react to survival in different ways. So the body has systems that respond to a survival challenge. The survival response is innate in us as people, in the different organ systems in the body, all the way to the cellular level. We are trained to respond to survival because otherwise we won't survive. And we are built to survive. The root of survival, that is actually, I'm now at the last touches of my book, The Survival Paradox, which I've been working on for 2 years. Quite a time to come out with this book. I wish it was out already. And in the book I explain why the survival is a paradox, why survival that allows us to survive is the root of every illness and disease. And only at the end I get the last chapter, transforming the survival, our survival. And so the root of survival is grasping, is identification, is fixation with everything that is changeable all the time. Everything is changeable. Look where we were a month ago or 2 months ago, and we'll be in a very different place 2 months from now. Everything changes. The survival is because we grasp and fixate, and we don't want things to change. We all don't want to die, although death is one certain thing all of us are going to experience. There's no doubt about it. And this fixation affects us all the way to the cellular level. So the letting go, the opening, is key to changing our survival response. But before we do it, we have to understand it a little bit, and I want to go very briefly about it. Again, it's very detailed in my book when it comes out, but I want to go over it. So if survival is innate in us, built in us, It has to be immediate and uncontrolled. It has to be an automated reaction. And indeed, it's controlled by the autonomic nervous system, the nervous system that doesn't need us to tell it to do something. You know, we can tell ourselves, now put your hand out and open your fingers and go like this. And now close your fingers and now put them back. Put your hands on your knees. This is voluntary movement of the nervous system. We have the thought in the brain. It sends a message through the central nervous system, through the spinal cord to the relevant organs. It goes to the neuromuscular junction. It gives it gets to the muscles and they open up. Quite amazing. And then if we touch and we feel like we are scratching our finger, the scratch is sensed by receptors, goes back to the dorsal, the back part of our spine, not the front part, goes up to the brain, to the relevant area, if it's on the right hand, on the left side, and creates a sensory response. These are all more complex voluntary issues. But we have automated issues, like if we put our hand on a fire, there's a reflex to take the hand out. So the autonomic system responds with fear, fight, and flight, the sympathetic system. Our pupils get big, we shut down the digestive system, the heart rate goes up, the contraction gets stronger, the lungs expand, and we are ready for the fight. Right away, and we can feel the stress. It's remarkable, right? We get stressed, our whole physical sensation changes, and then we can relax. But if we get stuck in a sympathetic mode, because we are very busy, because we have no time, because we have challenges in life, it slowly affects our other systems in the body. The hormonal system, the neuroendocrine system, the immune system, and we get a high wear and tear. But in principle, the nervous system can respond very quickly between a sympathetic pulse of survival and a parasympathetic response of relaxation. And they come from different parts of the brain. Sympathetic from the thoracolumbar, and the parasympathetic from the craniosacral area. So this is the nervous system. But then we also have a metabolic response. The same alarm that happened in the central nervous system helped in the metabolic system. The alarm is set and a cascade of events starts. And the protein that starts the alarm, which I've been researching for 25 years, unknowing for many years that it has an alarmin, thinking that it just affects cancer, but making the discovery that it affects inflammation and fibrosis and removes heavy metal, affects adversely, that it affects inflammation, fibrosis, shuts down the immune system. These discoveries, and that it needs to be blocked by galectin-3 blockers, these are my specific discoveries over these many years. So now we have the metabolic alarmin that sounds the alarm and starts a cascade of inflammation, a waterfall of reactions, boom, 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 and the body gets inflamed. You can have, when the inflammation works well, it's like controlled fire. You burn and then it goes out. When inflammation goes out of control, it's like a wildfire that we experienced in California in the last few years again and again. Through the reaction of trying to get rid of something, everything gets burnt. So this cascade of inflammatory response that so many medicines try to control, the different messengers, what we call cytokines, it's all controlled in the top by galectin-3 that then starts going down. Why am I telling you this right now? Because this survival response affects us on many levels. On a chronic level, for example, if we look at cancer, what is cancer? Cancer is a cell that decided it wants to survive. A cancer that lost its regulatory ability to understand and recognize the mutual support and the fact that it's part of a community of 50 trillion cells. It's going to express itself, it's going to do its work, it's going to die, apoptosis, and another cell will come. It fixates on its survival starts to survive and changes its metabolism from normal aerobic metabolism to abnormal anaerobic metabolism, glycolysis, which is much more quick, up to 100 times more, because we are in stress, we're in survival, but there's a lot of detrimental effects. Acidity, inflammation, etc. In many diseases, all diseases most of them have this kind of component. So you can realize how important it is to understand. So this survival that put us in a hyper-inflammatory state is what causes the deterioration and the death in COVID-19. You don't die from the virus. You die from the inflammatory response, what we call the cytokine storm. And in fact, many drugs that are antiviral, that try to kill, create inflammation in the process. It's a little different than, for example, Chinese herbs, like cleotoxin herbs that have antimicrobial effect that are also built in to clear the toxins, quell the fire, clear the inflammation. Where actually inflammation will go down in the process because they have multiple compounds and they have the wisdom of nature, especially when combined. So it's critical for us to control the cytokine storm. We can do it through sleep, hydration, nutrition, and specific dietary supplements, especially modified cytospectin that blocks galectin-3, medicinal mushrooms. These are the two big categories. And by supporting the body at times of stress, by using adaptogenic herbs like Eleuterococcus, like astragalus, etc. But some people can do it and some people can't do it. It's not available for them. It's too expensive. But we can use our free tools, we can use our mind to try to help. So when we have inflammation, when we have a storm, when everything is contracted, the first natural thing is to try to create space, is to try to expand, to make everything bigger. Because when there is more space, there is less pressure. And if there is a certain amount of pressure and we create bigger space, it cools the system down. It's a simple relationship between volume, pressure, and temperature. So when there is more space, everything slows down. The same thing that is moving very fast like this now has more room to move. So it starts moving slower. It has more place to move instead of in a very tight space. Right? You can see very fast my hand is moving. Then now it has more space. It's starting to move fast. It has more place until it hits the sides. It takes time until it comes back. So we create the space by slowing down. So we slow down our mind, we slow down in our breath, and we relax our body. Very simple and very profound. And this is why shamatha, karma binding meditation, has so many health benefits. Because of the way it's built. So when we sit and we just let go of the struggle of the contraction with gravity, we feel more space in the body. The diaphragm moves better, and now more air is coming to the tissue. More air, more oxygen. The tissue, the cell, moves from a survival, I'm choking, I don't have air, I'm in crisis mode, to a place where things are okay. You got supply, you got nourishment, it's going to be okay. Food delivery arrived. And the body starts relaxing. And that's why the first part we work in the meditation is creating the space. We create a bigger space. First we do it again by slowing down the reaction, the neurosis, by focusing downward with the gaze, by using an anchor to anchor our restlessness, and using the eyes that represent the body, open to the body, the breath, our life force, and the mind, the mental. And slowly we can express. we can experience the quietness. And then as we raise our gaze, we start creating openness. Openness outwardly from our body out. It's quite amazing when you feel it at the same time. Suddenly everything becomes very expansive, very clear, expansive with A. And then at the same time we look inside and we feel the space inside our body. And then we realize that this space can be experienced without separation inside or outside. At a more advanced place, we start looking even outwardly from the center of our being. So naturally when we look outwardly, both the body and the space out of it opens up. Profound physiological effects. It changes the cellular metabolism. Can't express how profound it is. And it's necessary in these days to create this space. It really can be life-saving. If you get the COVID-19 and you can reduce your inflammation, you can reduce your reactivity, you bring more oxygen to the tissue, your immune system works better, but it's also better regulated. It's not producing heat, it's not producing inflammation, it's not producing the crisis that contracts and causes a respiratory failure. The respiratory distress syndrome. And we know that galectin-3 spikes interleukin 6, interleukin 1b, TNF-alpha. We know that when we block it, we know from our own research with modified cytospectrin, we lower, in multiple animal models, we lower interleukin 1b, interleukin 6. We lower all these nasty chronic compounds that put us into this storm. But when we meditate, when we create spaciousness, the same thing happened. They took a group of patients straight from a heart attack, from an MI. And when they came the first day, they either stayed and got the regular care, one group, the other group meditated, very simple meditation, just like a positive stress relief meditation for 20 minutes, not very sophisticated. And sure enough, the ones who meditated had a dramatic improvement in reperfusion of blood coming back and oxygen coming back to the heart, dramatic decrease in damage to the heart, and a reduction of galectin-3 that was significant. And even when they took this group 6 weeks later and they did another session, the level of galectin-3 before and after the session got reduced in 1 hour, before blood test, after, by 15%. So we can see how meditation brings blood and takes us out of this crisis. In the case of the heart attacks, of the myocardial infarction, MI, it prevented cardiac remodeling and cardiac damage. In infections, it will prevent the storms that can kill us. We see it in our animal model research with MCP. Dramatic reduction in sepsis, dramatic, and in kidney damage. But here today we are focusing on what we can do with our mind, because it's available to all of us, no matter where we are. So we talked about creating the space. So you can use the short meditation, and these days I'm specifically making the meditation shorter, not like 35, 40 minutes, but really just 20 minutes. So we can do it. It's easier to do if we are a little bit more restless, and we can do it a few times. These recordings stay on Facebook, and you can go and look at them and you can listen to them. But then the spaciousness is great, but how can we change and transform the reactivity? We talked about this important detail that we have built-in survival within us. As people, as communities, we can experience it now, while people are caring for each other, because the whole community wants to survive, and the personal responsibility. If we stay at home, isolate, we are protecting others. These are rare times to experience the connection between the individual and the community. Really, In one level, it's a very unpleasant gift that we can experience this. I mean, the universe, the world, the environment is telling us enough. Enough of the competition, enough of the selfishness, enough of the self-focus, enough of not thinking about others, enough of divisiveness. I'm going to give you something that's going to affect everybody. And hopefully you will learn the lesson. Usually in these cases, the ones who know the lesson anyway learn it even better. And the ones that don't listen, know the lesson, don't care, actually, unfortunately, don't learn. These are also times where every light makes a big difference. So let's go back to survival. So we want to survive, our organs want to survive, and our tissue wants to survive, and our cells want to survive. And sometimes their wanting to survive can be damaging. For example, if the kidney feels that it doesn't have enough blood, let's say because the renal artery, the artery that goes to the kidneys becomes narrow, either genetically or over time. It's called renal artery stenosis. The kidney gets a sense like it doesn't have enough blood. It's very often, or most often, caused by peripheral artery disease, by high blood pressure. What does the kidney do? It has angiotensin receptors that wake up and say, oh my God, not enough blood. They excrete it, it goes back to the heart, and the heart now pumps more blood, increases the blood pressure. Now the kidneys again excrete more of this angiotensin, and then it gets converted. And what happens? We get more blood pressure, and who gets damaged? The kidneys gets more damaged as a response to its survival. This is a survival paradox, and eventually we die. But that's our organ function. They want nourishment, and they let go of their poisons. We do it on a cellular level, on a tissue level, on an organ level. The only organ whose function and survival is completely different is the heart. The heart's job, innate, built in us, is to take dirty blood, what everybody doesn't want, connect with the universe, and this is why it's so important to take care of the environment. It's not like an altruistic job. It's what affects us. It connects with the environment, with the infinite space outside, in which our drama can be easily absorbed, and the forgiving, loving world gives us back clean oxygen, and the heart just gives it without judgment. And the heart doesn't feed only the whole body without judgment. It first of all feeds itself through the coronary artery. What do I mean when I say without judgment? I mean that the aorta, the main artery out of the heart, is a stiff artery. It doesn't contract and decide who gets blood, who doesn't get blood. The blood goes everywhere. No judgment. Complete giving. That's the quality of evenness of the heart that we try to touch in the beginning of the meditation session. It's only downstream, the arterial, the capillaries in different organs, through the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, through the autonomic nervous system, through the survival response and willing and dealing between the different organs, that decides who gets blood, who doesn't get blood. It's interesting, geopolitically, you can see it with the oil crisis now, right? Everybody pumps oil, some person pumps too much, everybody gets hurt. This person wants to survive, it affects all the other people. This is a willing of dealing in the body. You can see it also in geopolitically, economically. These principles are universal. But the heart just gives. So the heart has this transformative quality on a physiological level that doesn't require our awareness. It's automated. Why? Because this is the survival role of the heart. The heart is responsible of taking care of us. That's what it does. That's the gift. That's the divine connection in the heart. The same divine connection when we fell from heaven. And it is said, right, biblically, we were made in the image of God. That's the Buddhist approach of our true nature. our essence that we need to recognize, to connect and to reach realization, enlightenment. Same thing. What represented in our body is our heart. Now that we understand it on a physiological level, we can connect with it through mental understanding and through meditation, by opening our heart. And this is why the opening heart meditations are very powerful and are very easy to learn. Like the Tonglen meditation, the main meditation in the Mahayana stream in Buddhism, where you exchange suffering with love and compassion. You take in the suffering and you give out love and compassion and healing. Why is it so easy to learn compared to other meditation? You don't need to practice for years. As I like to say, you learn the first day, you master it after 3 days, you can teach it after a week. Because it's who we are. So inside the practice right now to deal with stress, we create the space, the openness, spaciousness quality of meditation, and we create the transformative quality of the heart through love and compassion, taking difficulties and using them as wood to the fire of love and compassion. Very simple and very universal. So I wanted a little bit to introduce these two different parts. And right now I'm not sure at what frequency I will come and do this broadcast, but if I feel that it's some kind of a consolidated group, I'll probably repeat with different angles a few times, and when there is a certain interest to go deeper, then we can go and create a series where I can offer the different stages, how to integrate everything with meditation. So we talked a little bit about the mind and what to do with it. And that's even just a connection, feeling the warmth of the heart and visualizing the white light in the heart, connecting with healing, with inhalation to the white light, making it stronger and spreading it over the body. It emphasizes our awareness of the transformative quality of the heart and specifically adds cooling, healing energy. And this white, cooling energy, we can see it where people that it snows where they live, and there are different terrains, and suddenly it snows and everything becomes so clean and so even. The differences are gone. Everything is white. It's this quality of evenness, of coolness, that cools down inflammation. And it's vital now. It's vital for us to work on it. It's really preventative medicine for us. I watch people, it's very inspiring to see Chris Como, really a great journalist, and he's so sincere, and he's sharing his experience, and he's talking to all the doctors who tell him to isolate and to check his oxygen saturation. That's great, but there are lots of things you can do to improve your health right now, to reduce inflammation. There are actually, and it's not shared in the media because it's not part of conventional thinking, that there is a problem and we have to treat it. What about the host of the problem? What about the person who is holding the problem? What about the vessel? What about the community? So we talked about how a person can protect a community from getting the infection. But if we make our body stronger, more resilient, and more relaxed and less inflamed, we will first of all have better immune response, but we have less of an inflamed immune response, which is critical in these days. This is why I'm really making an effort to emphasize it. So into this we bring lifestyle issues. As difficult as it is, make sure you get enough sleep. Make sure you drink enough water. You are hydrated. Hydration cools down the system like oil in the car engine. Food, if you can. No, we don't have the same selection of food. But if you do, eat a lot of vegetables. Try to minimize refined sugars, because refined sugars cause an insulin spike and enhances inflammatory pathways. Take some supplements, again, that block the cytokine response, like modified citrus pectin, medicinal mushrooms that are very important, and make sure you have enough minerals and vitamins if you don't get them in the food, and you can get them and take them in, vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin D, and some of other botanicals that regulate the immune response, reduce inflammation, enough zinc, and there are some antiviral herbs also. I don't want to go into the detail here. I think I have a few articles on the topics that are coming out or came out already. So all of these are part of a multifaceted approach. Physical with supplements and food, drinking to keep hydration going. And then let's talk about breathing. It's very important to make sure that you take deep breath. Some people who have by any chance oxygen generators at home can breathe some oxygen every day. But if you don't, every hour make a point, every hour, of taking 20 slow deep inhalations and 20 slow complete exhalations. And try to see, I can't show you here, maybe I'll take it really down. Try to see that when you inhale, your abdomen comes out, so your diaphragm is going down. Exhale. Because you want your diaphragm to go down. The reason, you want to air the bottom of your lungs. That's where heavy phlegm, toxins sink. That's where you get in trouble. So you want to make sure that the inhalation affects the whole body. Sorry, it affects the whole lungs. Do it like 20 times, slowly, so you don't get lightheaded. Every hour. And exercise, exercise, exercise. We got to get oxygen everywhere. We got to get oxygen. Every tissue in the body needs to know that it's okay. So, best exercise is walking. Walking fast enough that your heart rate goes up. If you're able to walk outside, it's great. Keeping social distance. If you can't, you do what you can inside. Outside is great because the air is much cleaner. Finally, there's reduction in emissions that will, of course, be over soon. We hope that the world will go back and function, but it's a lesson, right? You see things, you see suddenly the view is clearer, the sky are clearer, everything is cleaner. So use this to exercise, to breathe. It's a real opportunity. So we talked about exercise. Jogging is fine, but don't run long distance now. You don't want to create oxidative stress. People are like runners who run half a marathon or marathon. Just run 5-6 miles. It's enough for right now. Stretching, yoga, tai chi, qigong, pilates, whatever works for you. Work on relaxation, either meditating or listening to music or creativity, whatever works for you. Many people have more time now than usual. And integrate all the other advice. So let's close with a little bit of meditation. Sit straight. The breathing is flowing smoothly. The heart, the mind are opened. We can connect with our heart, bring our hands to our chest. Feel the warmth. Right here, you just can't see it because it's the screen. Feel the warmth of the heart melting us. And we bring our hands down. And with this open heart, we wish every living being, including ourselves, health and safety. This is our mutual connection, our heart connection. At this very moment, for the people and the nations of the earth, may not even the names, disease, famine, war, and suffering be heard. Rather, may the moral conduct, merit, wealth, and prosperity increase, and may supreme good fortune and well-being always arise for them. At this very moment, for the people and the nations of the earth, may not even the names, disease, famine, war, and suffering be heard. Rather, may the moral conduct, merit, wealth, and prosperity increase, and may supreme good fortune and well-being always arise for them. At this very moment, for the people and the nations of the earth, may not even the names, disease, famine, war, and suffering be heard. Rather, may their moral conduct, merit, wealth, and prosperity increase. And may supreme good fortune and well-being always arise for them. So thank you, and feel free to share this video. And I hope to see you soon again. Have a wonderful day, and stay healthy and safe.